Oh, the days are getting longer, aren't they? I know for many of you, you're quarantined, so, or you're not at work, you're at home going stir crazy. And obviously we're doing all weekend to try and keep you informed and trying to stay a part of your lives as much as we can. So for those of you out there in quarantine or just self-quarantine or just staying at home, hopefully you're healthy. Hopefully your families are healthy and safe. I got mine with me. You know, we live in a pretty small circle, so to speak, and I've asked our employees to be careful what they do, because when they're at the burn, it's virtually us, right? None of our clients are allowed to come into the burn or interact with our staff. But I can't control what our staff does when they go home. So I implored them, listen, we can't afford to have anybody sick in this burn or anybody hurt. So please pay attention to what you're doing outside of the burn. And I hope most of them are. For the most part, we haven't had, well, not for the most part, we haven't had anybody sick of any kind. You know, every day you wake up a little tick in your throat and you're like, oh my God, do I got it? You know, is there a problem? And we've been good. No fevers, no sickness, no nothing of that kind throughout all of this. But at the same time, you see everything that's going on, and it's a terrifying thing. I snapped on the kids a couple of times about going too close to people or taking stuff home from the burn. We want to keep it as condensed as we can. At least I'm trying to play my role. So it's 2 o'clock. We just got done. I was here this morning at 7:30, 7:45, because we were droning, or we weren't droning today. We were training today. Now, it makes for a long day. So I tried to go with larger sets today. All of our horses that have been good all along, that really, this has almost become tedious to them. Because we're now backed them off, we're going slow speeds. We gave a bunch of horses a break today. 10 of them didn't go. Some of them were still a little pinchy. Keystone Raven, that ankle's still not cleaned out perfectly. We've been jogging her. We're going to get it re-looked at again, just to make sure. You don't want to play around with stuff like that. I mean, you got to give a horse 4 or 5 weeks now. It's not the end of the world. You got to do it in July. It's the end of the season. So just reassessing the entire time. Some of our clients have now you guys understand that link you get, you can click on that anytime, and that gives you a live look at what's going on in the stable. So for instance, our set lists weren't published today, but if you go and look at that link, you can see me working on the sets at night. Or today, for instance, you saw that there was 6 sets of 9 that went out on the track today, plus the other horses either trained or jogged. Gray is a new red, Eternity Road. You guys know what's going on. Another horse said, I'm not going to train on Saturday. These horses may not go Saturday either, just because they're getting bored, right? And that's when they can get themselves into trouble. So we're just going to jog them for a week, back them up real good, and then we can push forward towards the end of April into May again. It's the same every year. We try to look, and James and I talked about it the other day, what horses don't need to go any faster right now, right? What horses want to go faster? And I don't mean in an ornery, hot way, just in a playful, competitive way. Gray is a new red. I think she proved she doesn't need to do a whole bunch more right now. Eternity Road's been great for a long time. Now, won my heart, Hanover. Selfishly, I went with her today because I love going with her. So today is the last day she's going to train for a couple of weeks. She was so good again. She's just getting racy, right? Not hot, just playful. And a lot of those horses, we're just going to, Beef and Cheddar, another one, just back them off, go slow mile by themselves, just let them relax for a couple of weeks.
When's Tiger coming?
That's a good question. I mean, when's Tiger coming back? We're going to give Tiger 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks off. He's been out for, I don't know, 2 or 3 now. He'll be back in no time. Oh, so much to talk about. All the horses we saw today. Now, I'm toying with the idea of making bigger sets, 8, 9 horses, and implementing some of the 3-year-olds into those sets. Since they're all going to go around 35, they don't need to be going in 212 every week. We just need to keep them occupied and in some sort of athletic shape. So I'd said to James, what if we had 12 or 13 sets, but we put some of the 3-year-olds in with the 2-year-olds. I'm toying with the idea. I'm looking at it, and the last thing we want to do, it's hard, right? It's hard to get all these horses ready to go. And I saw some of the staff today. They were a little tired because training days mean you get done at 2:30, right? You start at 8, so it's a long day. This is the long part of the year, is when you start getting there. Then you pile on the added stress and concern, and depending on your frame of mind, terror, I guess. Nobody really deep down, I guess there's two types of people: the people that don't believe they're going to get it, and the people that believe every day they will. I wake up almost every day, and the first thing I do I got a headache? Do I got a cough? And does anybody else? We've been telling our clients, don't come in if you don't feel 100%. Obviously, there's a lot at stake here. So we're hanging on by a thread. We're doing the work that we can. We're still training the horses. Last week took its toll. We trained 104 horses on Saturday, which was an incredible amount of horses to train. We trained 60 or 70 today, and we're going to be going back close to that 100 mark on Saturday again. So a lot going on. Some horses that will be training on Saturday that caught my eye today. I can tell you quite emphatically. Now, you guys know the usual suspects, right? Eternity Road's near the top of the list. Frilly Fringes, One My Heart, Hanover. All these horses continue to train good. Frilly Fringes will be back on Saturday, but I doubt the other two amongst the top. The other 3, 4, out of the top 6, there'll only be 2 of them training on Saturday. That would be Frilly Fringes and War We Welcome. I don't think there's any reason to train. And the reason I'm not that worried about training, they take training seriously. A horse like Beef and Cheddar, Gray is the New Red, Eternity Road, One My Heart, Hanover, they go out there to compete, and you can feel it. And even more now, the sun's out, the corks are off, they're really starting to get aggressive and confident on the track. But we don't need them aggressive and confident just yet, so we're going to tone it down a little bit with them, back them back, maybe go a slow mile, 45, just let them play around so that they keep their endurance up, they keep their muscle up, their strength up, but at the same time, just let them relax, because they're some of the most competitive horses I've seen in quite a while.
Daddy,
Yes, honey.
which is the horse that has his ears up every time he
A lot of them do, but a lot of them do. I don't know which one we're talking about, but a lot of them.
It was a girl, I think it was.
Oh, it was One My Heart, Hanover. Yeah, she really likes to. She likes to compete. So today we had a bunch of horses. A couple of horses. I'm going to pick 5. 5 horses that everybody should probably keep their eye on. They were a little bit even better than I thought. I should have put One My Heart, Hanover on this list. I'm going to insert a different horse. Oh, there's one right there. 5 horses that are coming on now. You've seen, as I said, the usual suspects that have been good all winter. But every time this time of year, we see horses that start to come forward. And then a different kind of smaller wave that when they start to see the big track, the starting gate, they start to come forward. I think it's safe to say, and maybe I'm biased, and it really doesn't matter. For me and for the people that have been with us for 2, 3, 4 years, I'm pretty confident now on April 8th saying that this is the deepest group of horses we've ever had. We've had some good horses, but we've had a lot of watered down, okay horses. Yeah, they'll be okay. This is the deepest group we've ever had, and I'm happy. I'm excited. Obviously, I'm even more trying to be more tempered because we don't know what the future holds for any of us, horse racing or otherwise. But for right here, for the here and the now, I think it's the deepest group, and I'm really looking forward to racing a lot of these horses, hopefully, this summer. So I'm going to go through some of the horses that I thought did a very good job today. Cambridge Star, and these are just by sets. Cambridge Star was good today. Tanzanite Tricks looked really, really good. Finished up with a boner neck in behind everybody. So what I'd asked everybody to do today was go a little slower. We were trying to achieve the 240 mark, but do it in a manner where we can continue to move the horses. Move to the front or move first over. And other horses, we had horses that were spread out, moving 3 deep at the half. And I just wanted the horses put in a position where they would find it uncomfortable. The more times we put them in positions to be uncomfortable, the more comfortable they'll be in when they go through those same situations on the track. Parked the whole way, ended up 3 deep early. It sounds stupid, but you and I both know any exercise is worth repeating. And when it comes to teaching these horses how to be smart and comfortable, really the best way to do it is to continue to drill it into them. And going at a speed of 240 seemed pedestrian today, and a lot of the horses, you can tell, were a little frustrated because they wanted to get at it, but that isn't what today was about. Today it was about showing them a number of different looks on the track, what type of situations they might find themselves in, and then gauging to see how they were. A horse like Sunshine May, you could tell a second over she was getting frustrated. Then when Kevin flipped her 3 deep, you could see her mellow out, clear off the lead, and behave herself. These are things we need to teach these horses. You can't always do it at speed, and doing it today, as I said to James, is very, very important. He was a little frustrated today too, with the horses going slower at longer distances. He could tell a horse like Braemar, for a small portion of the mile was a little angry. But we have to teach him that. He has to understand that, there's more to racing than going fast. And I was happy with the way they went. So, back to the list. Cambridge Star was very good today. Actually won a set today and looked good. Tanzanite Tricks, Johnny McKinnon gets along real, real well with this filly. We got her hung up good now. She's trotting really strong, and she was climbing over them at the wire. My Jazz, again, continues to be so, so good on the track. Just looks like $1 million, this filly. A horse that, here's the first one on a list. How am I going to do this? Like a top 5 list or something? Let's just talk about them all, and then we'll talk about the 5 that I think people should maybe keep an eye on. GW Chrome won his set rather easily again today. This horse has been undefeated in like 6 or 7 training sets, and I know some of the people that have gone with him or took care of him earlier on maybe thought that he had some issues. He's getting sound, he's getting smart, and he's getting cocky on the track. You move him first over again today. I just moved him first over, and he literally just parks outside them. He'll go, but once you got him parked out there and sitting out there, he sits outside, and then halfway around the last turn, you can see his ears start to move. You can see him start to dig in. By the time you come out of that last turn, he's hit 5th gear, and then he just finds overdrive halfway down the lane and just lays them out. He is in a very, very nice horse to drive, and the stuff he gets and the stuff he looks to do, you can't teach, and he's going to be a real fun horse to drive, I think, this summer. GW Chrome looked great today. Aguilera AM was very, very good again today. Made some slight shoeing adjustments. Got to change the bit in her mouth a little bit. She was getting, again, she's trotting fluid and strong, so she's getting a little aggressive. We can fix that. I'm a Lovely Lady was very good again today. Steve went with her. Cant Muscle Me continues to do good things on the track. She looked really, really good for Danny today. And a horse that surprised me quite a bit, No Free Lunch. He took control just past the mile marker, and I didn't want anybody trotting or pacing hard on the end of it, but they kind of swarmed him at the head of the lane, and he actually drove away from them. He's got such a nice gait, it's not surprising. I just haven't seen him in that setting maybe forever, and he looked really, really good today, so keep your eye on No Free Lunch. Cut the Line was very, very good again today, first over. She's just a big, strong filly now. Didn't realize how wide she was. She looks really, really good on the track, so Admirable finished up very strong today. Set the mood. He might be on a line and running in a little, as Disco calls him, he's a little crooked. He's trying to say crooked, but he's got a French accent, so it comes out crook. He's a little crook. Italian Grit was good today, so that's 2 days in a row. Good for him. He was good, so Mark and I got a lot riding on him. But happy, just hold on, honey. Just really happy to see Italian Grit doing his work well. Won My Heart Hanover was really, really good again today. I got away 6. She's starting to get a tiny bit aggressive, but just play in a playful way. So I want to take the stress off her and just let her go easy for a couple of weeks. I was sitting 6th on the outside midway around the last turn. She's had issues in the turns before. If you try and light her up and let her rock in the turns, she can make breaks, she can get into gear. Not for a while, but it has happened. I moved her 3 wide midway in the last turn, so in the most vulnerable part of her mile. She near dug a hole in the track. I went from 6th to 1st in a matter of seconds, and her and That's My Girl trotted very hard down the lane. Not what I wanted to do. I said I didn't want any speed today, but this filly, she's such a, it's like driving a nice car, is what it's like. And that filly is so good right now, and James is slowly, I think, fair to say, kind of fallen in love with That's My Girl. She's got such a beautiful gait and a great demeanor, and he gets along real well with her. So does everybody, to be honest, but James likes her. I like James sitting on her. She was a little aggressive today, but did her work well. So that was all the horses that really caught my eye. A lot of them did their work well. Maybe I just didn't get a look at them, but they all did their work really well. Look at this Ollie faking. Is he really sleeping, Ava? He's trying not to smile. He's such a little dirtbag. Maybe he is. I don't know. He gets a kick at a faking sleeping, but I don't know if he is faking. He might not be. So, you little rat. So we have 5 horses. 5 horses that really made me pay attention today. 5 that everybody will be paying attention to. This isn't the ones that are, you know, always on the list. One of them will be on the list from here on out, I'm almost certain. A couple of them we've spoke about. Now, a few of these horses we've not spoke about. Actually, I can put 6 on a list. So the first horse, we'll start from 6th, I guess. Cut the Line. Cut the Line looked great today. This is a powerful filly and really starting to put it all together. This is a filly, her knees were bothering her. You've heard this story before. Backed her up in February a little bit. She's really starting to come on now. And Mario likes her. I like her. Pretty hard not to like Cut the Line. Cant Muscle Me again looks so good today. Both her and Tipsy and Dixie. Oh, she should have been on this list too. She was very good again today. Both Tipsy and Dixie and Cant Muscle Me are coming on, and as they get confident, more confidence grows, they just get stronger and stronger and stronger and faster, and they look like $1 million, both these muscle mass fillies. Tipsy and Dixie and Cant Muscle Me, I'm going to put them both, I guess, in 6th, I think we're at. 5th, No Free Lunch. This horse surprised me today. Disco went with him, so I knew he was going to get a little more aggressive drive. Danny's done a great job really protecting this colt and keeping an eye on him, and Disco kind of cut him loose today, and as I said, they swarmed him coming out of the turn, and although we weren't looking for speed, people were letting them trot and pace on the end of it, and No Free Lunch drove away from them and made them like it. I was impressed with what I saw. I was happy, because I hadn't seen it yet, but I was really thoroughly impressed with the way No Free Lunch handled himself on the track today. That's my girl. This horse looked fantastic. You guys didn't get to see James go with her on Saturday. She jogged. Oh, maybe you did. Oh, yeah, you did. There was a drone set with James going with her. And then James went with her again today. She was so good. Now, I ran her down with One My Heart Hanover, but One My Heart Hanover to me is kind of a special filly. And that's my girl. Gave her all she wanted all the way down the lane. And I was extremely impressed with both of them. Then we have... Yeah, honey.
Why did Disco left early after?
Yeah, that's all right. Eclair AM, we continue to talk about Eclair AM, Tanzanite Tricks, My Jazz, all of them there. I'm leading up to 2 horses that I've talked about in the past, but you're going to have to really pay attention to them. My Jazz was good, very good today, and has been very good for the last 3 weeks. Now, I'm paying more attention because we have 2 foals on the way by My MVP.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at when you're looking at My Jazz, when you're looking at My Jazz and I'm a Lovely Lady, pay attention. Both of them look very good. I'm a Lovely Lady comes in on the list next, and then the number 1 horse, who I think may give anybody a run for their money in the coming weeks. Now, I should put Walk on the Moon on the list too. Mario said he was fantastic again today. So was Where We Welcome. I don't know how they didn't end up in the list. I'm sorry. Glance was good too. That's day 1 of behaving himself. He didn't make the top list, but he was good. But Where We Welcome and Walk on the Moon should be on the list. But the number 1 horse I saw from today...
Maybe he could be on the top list for going the fastest.
No, he's not going the fastest, but he did his work good today, and that's most important. We had talked about how First Glance was getting a little ornery and a little out of control. I went with him yesterday. I thought he was fine. Mario went with him today and thought he was fine. So maybe it was just maybe when he was just going to get wound up. We were very careful with him. We made a few little changes with him. But he was great today and great yesterday. As I said, Walk on the Moon, Where We Welcome were good. But the number 1 horse that everybody's going to have to pay attention to, because he's about to come forward in a big way, and he's been going, and I've been talking about him, GW Chrome. GW Chrome possesses some raw speed that not everybody in the barn has. Eternity Road has it. A couple other horses have it, that raw speed. GW Chrome has got some pure raw speed in him, and he's smart though. We talked about when we bought this horse, he was crazy. We gelded him right away. You know, we had troubles with him. He was sore in the knees. We had to give him January off. I had to take him over to Mohawk and train him twice because he couldn't get around the track. He wouldn't wear the trotting hobbles. He struggled in January and most of February. March, he started to come on forward. I said, oh, he looks like he's going to come forward now. And then all of a sudden, it was like a light went on. And he got better and better and better and better and better. He's amongst the best horse we have right now. Some of the best horses we have.
Yes, go.
Yes, it's turned out. He's turned out. He's going to come back, I don't know, a couple months. But GW Chrome is as impressive a horse as we have right now. Now, Eternity Road is this big monster. He's just a monster. GW Chrome's a little thinner, but he's cocky, and he's got it all put together now. And I don't know if Eternity Road can out-trot him from the head of lane to the wire, and that's saying something. I talk about how quick on their feet, you know, One My Heart Hanover, a number of these horses that I really have a lot of respect for. GW Chrome, put it this way, I don't know what he would do from the head of lane to the wire, but nobody's going to trot by him or pace by him right now, I can tell you that. And he was very, very good again today. So I know Peggy and Ken come out all the time to watch him go. And you guys know, I talk to you guys, you've been with us since Roche Run Speedster, since year one. GW Chrome is a really, really nice colt, and he's going to be a lot of fun to drive this year. So happy, really, really happy with GW Chrome. Really happy with I'm a Lovely Lady. No Free Lunch was so impressive. My Jazz Tanzanite Tricks, Cut the Line was really good, and then One My Heart Hanover was always good, and That's My Girl. Really like this filly. So a lot going on. Midweek video, I guess, not a ton to talk about. Everything's still locked down. We hear rumblings of the Meadowlands potentially trying to open May 1st. I believe Jeff Gorell just did exactly what I've been begging everybody to do. Give us a date. Do I really think May 1st they'll race? No, I don't. But if everybody's ready to go May 1st, May 15th is 2 weeks away, and we can have all the horses ready to go. And I do believe, hopefully, we'll try and get things going in this industry May 15th. And that's only the start. Having the proper protocols in place and having everybody so determined to keep racing alive right now by staying 6 feet apart, potentially wearing masks, just being so careful is going to be a big chore. So that is it. That's your video. We're hopeful things are going to start up soon in North America, and we can get back to some form of normality. But for today, it was the new normal for us. We went to the barn, trained a ton of horses. I'm tired. Kids are a little tired. Adeline slept for 2 hours at the barn, and Amy is going to sleep this afternoon. She worked her butt off too. So a lot going on. We are looking for a Saturday droning session. I don't know what it looks like yet, but we're going to find out in the coming days. Take care.